Hello, my loves. Welcome to Super Magazine, the place where you always find the most impactful, passionate, and real stories from the world of celebrities. Today, I have something that will keep you on the edge of your seats. What happens when the magic of television transcends the screen and becomes something real? Is it possible for two actors who share passionate scenes and tender gestures to bring those feelings into their private lives? Well, the story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir is exactly that, a story of love, success, and also heartbreak. Are you ready to discover what lies behind the lights, cameras, and action? Let's dive into this incredible journey together. Yaman and Demet Özdemir met on the set of Early Bird, or Kensikas, a production that not only marked a turning point in Turkish television but also in the lives of these two talented actors. But it wasn't just the love story between the characters Demet and Özdemir that captivated the audience. It was the palpable chemistry between the two lead actors. Fans began to wonder, is this connection just acting, or is there something more? Soon, rumors started swirling that the love scene on screen had crossed over into real life. The romance between Can and Demet had started to spark off the set. Early Bird was more than a romantic comedy series. It became a phenomenon, a story that touched the hearts of millions, and a springboard that launched Yaman to international fame. The love story between the main characters was full of laughs, misunderstandings, and tender moments, but what truly brought the series to life was the chemistry between Can and Demet. That chemistry felt so real that fans couldn't stop talking about it, and soon, the pair became the media's center of attention. But what was behind those knowing glances and secret smiles? Was it all acting, or was there more? Rumors began to grow, and attention shifted from the series' plot to the personal lives of Can and Demet. Although neither confirmed nor denied anything, their followers were convinced that love had crossed from the screen into real life. Paparazzi began following them, searching for any sign of romance, and the public couldn't help but get excited with every new image or piece of news. For Yaman, Early Bird was the opportunity to show the world not only his acting talent, but also his impressive charisma. His on-screen presence was magnetic, and he soon won the hearts of audiences not only in Turkey, but around the globe. But what made this project so special was having Demet by his side. Demet Özdemir became the perfect support for Can, and together they created a dynamic so convincing that many began to believe their feelings on screen were more real than they appeared. Behind the scenes, the relationship between Can and Demet was just as fascinating. It was said that the harmony they showed on screen continued off camera and that Demet was deeply in love with Can. There was something in their glances, in the way they smiled at each other, in the small gestures they shared, that made the public believe that what they were seeing wasn't just acting. The flirtatious scenes, spontaneous laughter, and even their quiet, intimate moments seemed to speak of something deeper. Many viewers started to suspect that the emotions Demet showed on screen reflected her real feelings for Can. However, Yaman's quick rise in his career brought significant changes, not only professionally, but also personally. Can began receiving offers for international projects, his social media following skyrocketed, and he became one of the most sought-after celebrities. But with fame came narcissism, and slowly, the relationship between Can and Demet began to falter. Demet Özdemir, who had always stayed in the background, unconditionally supporting Can, started to see how her love and patience were being tested. As Can got used to his new life filled with luxury and recognition, he began to show signs of growing self-admiration. Demet, for her part, tried to stay by his side and be the support she had always been, but Can's changes were becoming more and more apparent. Yaman's rising popularity led him to make decisions that distanced him from Demet. The constant attention, interviews, events, and international work proposals meant they were spending less and less time together. Demet, who had been there from the beginning, watched as Can's attitude shifted, and although she tried to support and understand him, she started to feel increasingly left behind. Can's growing self-admiration began to erode the connection they had built, and it didn't take long for the public to notice that something had changed. Fans of the series and the couple began to notice that their chemistry had changed. Can, who once seemed to deeply value Demet's support, began to act more distant. Public displays of affection became rarer, and the love that had once been so evident started to crumble in front of everyone's eyes. Although Demet tried to maintain the relationship, the change in Ken was too significant to ignore. Success can be both a blessing and a curse, and in Yaman's case, fame began to cloud his judgment. In his rapid rise to stardom, he lost sight of what really mattered. Demet, who had been his biggest support, became another victim of that change. The happy moments they shared began to fade, and the love that had once united them slowly started to fall apart. Despite everything, for many fans, Yaman and Demet Özdemir will always be the perfect couple of the 21st century. Not only on screen but also in real life, their chemistry was something special, something rarely seen. Together, they were able to conquer audiences, make them laugh, cry, and dream. But Can's quick rise and his personal changes ultimately overshadowed that love. Demet patiently endured the situation, turning a blind eye to many of the changes she saw in Can for the sake of their relationship. But sometimes, love isn't enough when only one person is making all the sacrifices. Blinded by fame and self-admiration, Can failed to see the value of the unconditional love and support Demet had offered, and as a result, their relationship crumbled. The story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir isn't just a love story from a television series. It's a real story that touched the hearts of millions of people worldwide. Behind Can's success was always the silent support and love of Demet, who stood by him on his journey to fame without asking for anything in return. But sometimes, fame can make people lose sight of what really matters. Now, although Yaman has reached the peak of his career, he may face a void in his personal life. He may have been a rising star, but without the people who supported him from the beginning, success can feel empty. This love story isn't over yet, and perhaps there's still a chance for Can to recover what he lost. Sometimes, it's necessary to put self-love aside and recognize the value of those around you. Because true success isn't always found on stage, but in real life. And perhaps, for Yaman to find real happiness, he'll need to reconnect with the person who appreciated him the most, Demet. Professional success doesn't bring happiness if it's not shared with the people you love and who love you. And sometimes, what we need most is right in front of us, waiting to be valued before it's too late. My loves, Can and Demet's story is a reminder of how fame can change everything, but also how true love always leaves its mark. At Super Magazine, we'll always be here to bring you the most passionate and real stories from the world of celebrities. And as always, we invite you to leave your comments. What do you think about Can and Demet's story? Do you think love can still win? We want to hear your thoughts. Until next time, dear readers, don't forget to follow us so you don't miss a single detail from the world of stars. At Super Magazine, we always bring you the best and most exciting in entertainment.
See you soon.